Hustle in the lobby, bright lights, reflections. Screen flickers, tales of crime and affection. Baristas mix caffeine with tales of deception. Lawyers joke and shadows plot their redemption. Case files like popcorn scatter on the floor. Jury's out in line, folks begging for more. Quirky loopholes twist through every door. Paparazzi flash for the courtroom encore. Legal shenanigans theater, baby, where justice lasts. Crime and humor dance, baby, a curious path. Grab your ticket, honey, let the gavel smash. In the flood of laughter, see the road splash. Scoundrels with a smile, defense on their lips.
Howdy, everyone. That was weird. It's just like a
one of
fade
these
that
times
I've never...
One of these times it's gonna catch me like singing.
I love it. I when I'm mopping, I'm like, legal shenanigans theater. Like, I'm just mopping, having fun doing the dishes. I'm like a sarcastic Snow White, Disney,
Yeah.
Snow White 2, the bitchening. I'm here.
Yeah, I heard about this Snow White thing, and I'm just like,
Oh
I
my
don't
God, I
actually
wanna see
understand
it.
what's going on.
I want to see it, but I want to see it enhanced, which I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Do they allow that at kid movies?
Well, I mean, my husband would have to drive me. I don't drive enhanced.
Well, yeah,
That
I
is
know.
terrible. Do not drive enhanced or drunk. It is it's bad, okay? I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell I did to my computer, but I tried to get a freaking snip thing. What's it called? The
Screen
thing that
capture
you can,
thing.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell I did to my computer, but every 10 minutes it's asking me if I want to extend my McAfee software. I don't think I have McAfee.
Oh, that's just the ghost of John. That's all.
I figured. Good morning, afternoon. So, you guys, in the true tradition of when you like someone and you find something ridiculous, you must share it with others. This opening from the defense attorney had to have been the funniest damn thing I have ever seen. And you shouldn't laugh at it because it's about a tragic death of a man.
But you should.
But just wait. Just wait. Like, you guys, I could not believe this was real life. I thought, oh, for the love of Hades. Now, I will say that I do like lawyer lady with no shirt on but a vest, and she does remind me of the baby nun from Sister Act, before she decided to marry Jesus. Or whatever they do when they make you a full nun. As a recovering Catholic, I should know, but...
Before you get a habit?
Yeah. I think they're called novices or whatever Julie Andrews was before she married the silver fox.
So they're a novice before they become a habit, right? So they're just working up to it?
It's like smoking.
It's like you have to do this for 21 days before it becomes a habit.
Probably. I don't know. Is there a habit manufactured? Can you get a habit on Amazon? These are things I should not look up at 3 a.m., but I will.
So I have lots of questions because this could apply to a lot of things. So maybe anybody who participates in No Shave November or No Nut November, maybe they should get a habit at the end because it's long for more than 21 days.
They should get a pedo stash little, the neck choker things?
Yeah,
with a little
collar.
mustache on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not a small mustache. It would have to be a handlebar mustache, otherwise you're sending the wrong message.
We're talking Burt Reynolds, Smokey and the Bandit mustache.
Oh yes, full thick mustache. Tom Selleckian mustaches only.
The old tickler.
Oh my gosh. I will tell you, as a person that for some reason bought a handlebar mustache to get the fluffy eyebrows for reasons, I wore a mustache. How do you men do this? all the time I was there, it was like, something's on my lips, something's on my lips, something's on.
So what you have to do is you have to make sure when you have a mustache that you got to keep that off of your top lip. So you have to take a little razor, like electric razor, and you have to like make a little motion from the middle, like to the shape of your lip, so it keeps the hair off your lip. Because if not, it will drive you crazy.
Okay, I was wondering because I was like, damn, you men are stronger. I was like, I'm going to become a male rights activist. Men, I tried to wear a beard and it sucks.
It can be, it can also be like a chore. Like it can be a chore to take care of it. Like it really can. Like it's a whole
Mr. Mo
process.
has a beard, and you would not imagine the flippin' Flapjack products. He's like, I've got to oil it and massage it, and I'm just like, okay.
And yeah, and then if you want to style it, you have to have balm, you have to have a good brush, you have to have a comb too, because you have to brush and comb different parts of it. Like it's a whole thing. Like
It is. I have never been more hysterically laughy now that there's an entire beard care like part of my Walmart. And it's all
Yeah.
like balm and oil and I don't know, all this other stuff that I could make fun of.
yeah, and then you run into somebody like myself. So my beard hair is super thick. Like it's very coarse hair. So like oil doesn't really work for me. It just kind of clumps up because it doesn't go
I'm not
around the
laughing
hairs.
at you, I'm laughing with you, but you're not laughing.
So I have to use like some specialty like hair like beard lotion so it'll all get
Fail.
in there.
Make my dreams come true. Say it was Soul Glow. I don't care if it is or not, just make it happen.
It's Nivea. It's actually hemp too. It has hemp in it. And it smells amazeballs. It really does. Like it smells so good.
I'll have to look into it for Mr. Mo. Do you want to smell like Nivea? Okay, so this statement isn't as long as it seems, but I think we will see why it was as long as it
You're
was.
going to see your statements that actually change about what happened in the morning
we
of
don't
the
want to
fire.
talk to you, ma'am. We want to talk to your
Linda
less
what?
helpful.
Yeah.
Participating in the
All right, so you know it's bad when your defense attorney comes in and says, America's a great place. We have a constitution.
And just for the record, that lady, I remember now who she reminds me of. Do you remember the lady who unalived her husband?
Yes,
Like
and
in
she
the
wrote
bedroom?
romance novels.
There's her. There's another one too, and oddly enough, they look similar. Like it's a look. So fellas,
Men, don't let your wives go full Ashley, or was it Laura Ashley?
yeah, it's like so fellas. If your significant other resembles either of these in a slightest bit, run.
Do not let her buy zine.
Yeah, just get out now, because trust me. Oh yeah, Nancy Brophy. That's the lady who wrote the romance
yes.
novels. Yeah.
I want to read one of hers, but I don't know if they're still out. I could do a dramatic reading. It would be great, because I'm
God.
sure it's the most terrible writing ever.
Oh, especially the way that she talked about it. Like she talked about like, you know, she's like the next like greatest writer ever. And it's like
No.
and it's like, why do they all have like these fake Navy SEALs on the cover?
Well, I mean, again, as a person who only reads shirt or semi-shirtless men novels, I can tell you, for the plot.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, every 80s movie had to have boobs. It's for the plot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, boobs help the plot move. I'm not going to say forward, but they definitely helps it move.
Yeah, especially if they're screaming and jumping up and down on a trampoline, you know, for the plot.
Exactly. Like it has something to do with the plot. I'm not sure what that is yet, but it does have something to do with it.
Okay, without further, this is just, you will think that I have paused the stream. I have not. This man is shattering the shit out of this opening. This man watched Futurama and Calculon, and he was like, mission unlocked.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Gentlemen's.
Again, I want to thank you all for participating in this democratic process that we have in America.
Wait, what?
You are a...
Wait. I'm not trying to be a butthole, but if I were to imagine a Wolf Miller, this is not the Wolf Miller that I would have imagined. Or Mueller.
And I got a real dumb question right off the bat here.
Yeah.
Is being a juror part of the democratic process? Is it?
It's part of the judicial process, which is one of the branches of our representative republic. The first thing I'm going to do when I'm president is I'm going to mandate that people learn that we are a constitutional republic or representative republic. I'm not saying I'm going to shoot people that say this is a democracy, but there will be re-education camps.
I mean, it makes me raise some questions about his lawyerness credentials.
He studied under Chuck Norris.
Well, that explains everything. I mean,
All right, without again.
very essential fiber to the blanket of rights that was embedded in the very doctrine that we all stand on and live with. Indeed.
Now, it was about this time in his speaking that I looked and made sure I was on normal.
is this in the South by chance?
No, it's in Minnesota, or it's in Michigan. This is Michigan.
Well, maybe he's from the South originally. Because that would make sense.
Maybe he's a Trekkie.
I mean, that could be. Because, like, it has been said that sometimes I talk slow.
Not this.
These United States of America. And I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, but
He's lying.
But I'm going
this
to.
case is about a family. It's about an American family. It's about love. It's about
Eating
dreams.
and praying.
An American dream most Americans have is to own.
It was at this point that I was like, today, Junior. What is going on? I thought, did I take all the gummies this morning?
Today, Junior?
Yes. I love that movie.
Yes, but it was just like, and we're talking about American dreams. I was like, wait a minute, where am I? Am I at a Trump rally? What is going on here? He has a tie that reminds me of those terrible like candy sticks that, whenever you go somewhere, your mom would let you buy those or honey sticks because they were like 10 for $1, but they suck because you wanted to get something fun.
It legit, like, so, late 80s kids here, y'all gonna know what I mean. If y'all remember them candy canes at Christmas, they came in like a bunch of different colors, and there was one that was striped just like that one, and it was the crappy one.
It was the crappiest one because it was like a fake strawberry that tasted like strawberry and
Yes,
sour.
exactly.
I mean, even those like ancient strawberry candies with like the oozy center that you found at your bottom of your grandma's purse, even those are better.
Oh, so I actually kind of love those things. the grandma
I kind of
strawberry
love
things.
Werther's Originals, but I'm not old enough to carry them in my purse and hand them out to people without it being creepy.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue with America.
Own a home, to own some property, to raise a family, and do the things that you love to do independently of anyone else. A family nucleus. The Stermer family was an American family.
As opposed to the one that lives in Canada.
I'm like already like, just get to the point.
Oh no, it gets worse.
Oh Jesus.
We're an American family with an American car and an American fiber and an American constitution. It gets worse.
American family insurance.
Insurance.
Marriage created an opportunity for them to grow together, an opportunity for them to purchase some land.
Okay.
On 2 occasions, this last occasion in which they purchased, and they decided to build their own home. A family
I don't know who
castle.
told her to wear the headband, but no.
Mr. Todd Stermer, Todd Stermer was very,
Also,
Todd.
sir, could you possibly know the decedent's name?
I was gonna
Just
say,
possibly.
it's like, wait a minute, dude. What?
Because it's like that guy that got killed, you know, that one, the guy we're here for. That, what's his name? He's like, line.
Yeah, it's like he's literally reading it off of like the actual legal document because it's like last name first, and then first name Stermer Todd. I mean Todd Sterman. It's like,
He's like that guy. Oh no, it gets much better or worse depending on how you look at it.
talented in reference to his skill sets of putting things together. And they set out on this journey
like words.
with him, Linda, and the children.
I mean, he talks about this journey. By the end, you hoped that they all died in Oregon Trail.
Yeah,
Because
like
it's gonna feel like that.
you've died of dysentery.
You died trying to ford a river. I don't know why they ever had you try to get over a river, because you always died. No matter how you tried to configure that, you never could cross the river. It was like, your oxen has died. Like, well, damn you, Jerry, I love you.
Yeah, but it's like, but now we have food.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
That they were going to build what they wanted to build on a lot of land that they could hunt, fish, be apart from anyone else, and
So they were
have fun
preppers.
on their property. But it wasn't a totally isolated area. It was in the township of Lawrence,
Kansas.
where most people have the same dream and desire to have some property, some space.
Now, it would be at this point, as a juror, I would say, is this a real estate case? Anyone know? I thought we were talking about a guy dying, but apparently this
Yeah.
is a real estate case.
Or
Bringing him up on code violations.
yeah, like I'm if I wouldn't have known what this is about, like I wouldn't know what this is about.
Yes. The Magna Carta was done before his ending.
To have their horses or the cattle or whatever pets. And it was the same thing with the Stermer family.
Oh
They
my
had
gosh, you are
horses,
right.
had
Okay,
dogs.
so this is where you realize that the Holy Spirit has captured the pastor this Sunday, and you should have packed a biscuit. You should have packed snacks, because this is not going. The plane is not going to land for a good long while. Now, if the Holy Spirit would have been so kind as to tell you to pack fruit snacks, that would have been great.
See, and where I would think that, like, you know, the Holy Spirit would have got to the point already, and he's just
Well, the Holy
fumbling for
Spirit
words.
likes to ramble.
he's just like flailing.
Yeah, it's
He's
never
like-
good when your defense attorney's like, this was a house. It was an A-frame house.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, can you? It'd be high time for you to talk to me there, Holy Spirit, and get me on point here.
Yeah. Yes, this is the opening. This man is Shatnering the ever-living shit out of this. The pauses are real. I am not stopping the stream. This is how fast he talks. This is on normal speed. God help us all.
Cats, and had the vision of having many other things. They maintained their property themselves. With
They had a
all
John Deere.
the natural and necessary
No Harvest
machinery
International.
that goes with maintaining a large space of property.
If he tries to sell me a Kubota, I'm gonna be very in trouble. Like, you need a zero turn.
Yeah, it's like
He's gonna start selling me propane and propane accessories.
it's like, sir, this is America. We do John Deere and John Deere only.
Maybe this isn't an actual trial. Maybe this is hell that bad judges go to. I hear there's a circle of hell where they have to listen to lawyers like this all day, every day for eternity. It gets worse, y'all. It does. I promise. Or better, depending on. I think it gets better, but I like cringe.
And so as the construction began, it got to a point where they realized that we built this enough that we can move in. Even though it's not completed totally on the inside, all the build out wasn't completed, but it was enough to satisfy the occupancy for them. And they would continue the finishing of this project. And they
Is it complete? The pyramids were completed before you ended this. The Israelites spent 40 years in the desert before we got done, and it was to avoid your sermon.
Yeah, this is we've seen some bad openings.
I did call him Mr. Miyagi, but I think he might be Caucasian, like oh gosh, Tiger Woods. So,
Oh yeah. Oh, did you
so
see
then
that?
I felt bad. I was like, how many hate crimes have I just?
Do you see he got engaged this week?
Who, Mr. Miyagi?
No, Tiger.
Tiger Woods? Oh yeah, to another blonde. I wonder how many times he's going to cheat on her.
Yeah, who's like super younger than she is, or he is. It's like,
I mean, patterns repeat.
yeah, he has a type.
A woman his
Gotta give him
a
that.
woman his age is not going to deal with the bull crap that he comes with.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, the man has a type. Just saying.
Hey, it's there.
Yeah.
Let's get on to this because apparently someday he's going to come to the crime.
didn't put a lot
He
of
really
money
is.
in a lot of fancy things. They lived in a common way. They didn't have a bunch of fancy cars. So stated the most important focus was
They was poor.
the children, the school, their property, the things that they enjoy among themselves. And in a township where
See, that's where I thought that this had paused because I was like, oh my god, did the stream stop? No, it didn't. This is a full 5
and
seconds
in a
of him
township
thinking.
where the motto is we grow together.
It was at this point that I realized they didn't have a case. When we brought our town motto into it, I was like, you know, B. Ivor Lamar, this is the closing and opening he wanted to give because it's got all the, random bullshit in it. This man has perfected it.
Yeah. It's like we grow together. Like that's kind of a weird town motto.
And even though these
Kind of communist.
It's or
neighbors
incesty.
live far apart,
True.
they all knew each other. And so, on January the 7th,
That's an honest to God
2007,
human buffer right there.
very unfortunate tragedy occurred.
Wait, we are now, let's see, he started at 3. Okay, we are now at least 10 minutes in until we got to the unfortunate incident. how he, and this is how he spent this. It's going to get bad. I'm going to start laughing inappropriately.
That's kind of why we're here.
Yeah.
On that morning, Miss Stermer and Mr. Stermer are at home. He's upstairs in his favorite place, watching TV, fireplace. And Miss Stermer is doing standard household chores. She's
Nagging.
down in the lower part of the house. And the children are gone to the movies. And I don't want to give you
Now, I mean, how do you delicately bring up that your client was having an affair and it might be a good big motive for killing her husband?
I mean,
Well, this is how he's gonna do it. Tell me how you feel he did.
any misdirected assumptions. But yes, as all families, they had some problems from time to time. But as I stated yesterday, in marriages, you have good days and you have bad days.
Oh my God, him being married to him. Can you pass me the salt? I would not be able to be married to this man because I'd be like, what? I would like, what? A monkey? To finish your sentence? Finish it.
He does talk really slow. I would be curious. Like, you said you started watching this, right? Like the trial.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just out of curiosity, like no spoiler, like, but like when he starts to do like cross and stuff, is he this slow?
He is. Now, the funny thing is you can tell that there are a bunch of big personalities in this. 2 of the lawyers look like pro wrestlers. One doesn't even have a GD neck. Like, it head right directly on shoulders. Now, he's for the state. And the one that kind of looks like John Cena if he was Asian, and kind of a mix of John Cena and The Rock, is for the defense. And he's really, really aggressive. So, it is the weirdest damn thing. This trial is a shit show. We will be watching it on the Petty Express and possibly here.
And you always pray for more good days than bad days.
I was so hoping that he was going to play Meatloaf. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. But considering Meatloaf promised to do not cheat, that was the basic thing he wasn't going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know that the song's applicable here.
Well, but it also sounds like that she kind of did that. Not just the cheating, but she kind of did something else too.
Yeah.
And even the
But
bad
she's praying
days,
for more good days than bad.
we work them out. We try to work them out.
She tried to shout it out.
And on this
Then
day,
she
there was
used
a
OxyClean.
conversation in reference to working out some family matters.
These are
Sometimes
opening.
You don't want your children to be privy to some of the conversations that adults need to address as it relates to the totality of the family, including the children.
The way he words this, like, we're getting a divorce and you're taking the kids. We're sending you boys to go see Dinosaur. Mom and Dad have to talk. But here's the problem. If they were supposed to be engaging in this adult grown folk conversation, why is he upstairs watching TV and she's downstairs doing laundry?
Yeah. I mean, we'll get there.
We will, because
Sometimes that could elevate up to separation, divorce. But these things are what should be discussed among adults, not in the
it's grown
presence
folk
of
stuff.
children. And so that was the reason why the children was gone to the movies at the suggestion of Miss.
If I am on the jury at this point, I am ready to raise my hand and say there's not enough Adderall. Look, I said I could do this, but I have realized in this 15 minutes, I will not be able to do this.
Yeah, like this is like what juror 91 or something in the YSL trial where he's like, I'm biased against the prosecution because they're taking too long.
Yes. Yeah, she was doing laundry. That was her alibi. No, he buffers constantly. I have no idea. He could possibly be.
Yeah?
I mean, there are no DNA tests yet. I need to figure out. I'm gonna have to have Mr. Mo figure out what I clicked for this stupid thing that keeps popping up because I don't know. Mr. Mo's gonna be like, "What did you download?" And be like, "I don't know. It told me if I needed a clipper, I had to go do this. So what do you want from me, sir? You told me to look it up, and this is what happens when I do things on my own."
It's like, you should know better.
Really, I should not be in charge of anything.
Miss Stermer, that they were going to talk about some family issues. They didn't need the children to be privy
Like
to.
her being a cheating hoe bag?
And so that brings us back to Miss Stermer and Mr. Stermer being in the house alone.
I think we're alone now.
There
No.
wasn't any fighting.
There doesn't seem to be any fight
There had
around.
been some arguments. Nothing physical. Nobody threatening anyone. As a
It's
matter
the
of fact,
love
Ms.
shack.
Stermer had earlier that day went to one of the local convenience stores. Gasoline for the car,
Okay,
purchased.
when your client is by someone who, somehow magically like turned into the Human Torch, I don't know that you would put her timeline where she was at the gas station getting gasoline. But he's the defense attorney here. I mean, far be it from me to tell him how to job.
I mean, when she said that her heart burns for him, this is really what she meant.
All those Valentines are just warnings. Like,
Yeah.
like my lonely heart grieved for you.
You ought to
Yeah.
Oh,
come back home. And she's there with her husband. And of all the things that could happen, she hears a scream that she's never heard before. A very scratching scream. And she runs upstairs, and as she gets to the top of the stairs, all she can see is fire. all she can see is her husband on fire.
This is not a pause. This is him. I don't know why we're pausing here. You wouldn't want to, if you were trying to defend her, maybe you wouldn't want to put that image of a man becoming the Human Torch and screaming as she runs away into their mind.
What could it be like?
I don't know. It's Lent.
run
You have
to
to
a
punish
door.
yourself.
And see nothing but gulf of flames and a human body that you can't get to.
Okay, I'm going straight to hell, but all I'm imagining right now is, those wacky arm things at at like a car dealership
Yeah.
in the middle of a fire.
And I'll make this worse because this is a line out of one of your books, Mo. His loins were on fire for her.
She wanted him to spice it up in the bedroom. She didn't mean actual fire.
Yes.
She was just doing laundry, trying to get stains, make sure there were no pens in the pocket. And he was up there with kerosene lamps, apparently.
Yeah. And he's just self-emulating, apparently.
Yeah. Whatever he
All
was
sources
watching
of
on the hub was way
communication
too much.
was in that room.
Yes.
A cell phone. She had no way of calling anyone. And in a state of total panic,
So she had a
And
Samsung
trauma.
6.
she runs down,
And just
I
burst
am.
into
she
flames.
gets out of the house
The Human Torch, they have Phoenix porn
sole purpose
for moms, but I mean, basically any sort of cryptid that you can think they do have romance novels for, up to and including the Loch Ness Monster, and I'm not kidding. I send these to Mr. Mo. He thinks I am demented. I pretty much just want to share the train wreck with him. It's my
The
love
Loch-
language.
The Loch
Oh my
Ness
gosh,
Monster.
I should make a love language for the sarcastic soul. So, like, one love language is sending memes and things that horrify you. The other one is, sending ridiculous things that you find on the internet just to make them smile. And then the other one is picking a fight because they did something in a dream, but you're still pissed off about it. Or maybe that's a woman thing. I don't know.
trying to go and seek aid.
This
Help.
is where she runs him over.
My house, my husband is on fire.
But we don't
house
need your
first.
water. Let the motherfucker burn.
But I like the order that he put it in, though, because it's probably what she thought. My house and my husband is on fire.
To be fair, probably. Like, the whole thing. And my cell phone was in there. Damn. Can't even put this on Instagram.
She gets outside. It's cold. Had rained. Had snowed. The terrain around the house was not concrete.
Most terrain isn't concrete.
Therefore, she jumps in the van. A 1993 Ford. This is 2007. It's not a 2005. It's not a 2006. It's a 1993 Ford.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in the balance of things, I don't think I'd rather be run over by one versus the other, if I'm honest.
I mean, true.
Have a great day, Dizzy.
See ya.
Yeah, so it was an old van, but wait till Look, you guys, I had to stop and rewind and laugh hysterically.
She jumps in the van, and after she gets in the van, she tries to maneuver out of the drive. And then she sees Mr. Stermer. Some kind of magical way he had
Some kind of magical way. You know,
Oh dear.
your lawyering might not be great when you say, look, some sort of magical way. This man was found with his pants down to his knees.
For real?
Yes, the man was found naked. I mean, this could not be a bigger shit show of a case.
Okay.
And thank you, John. He speaks like Morgan Freeman, but doesn't have the same impact with his words. I think I'm falling asleep. He is pure Colombian uncut Ambien in human form. I need to save this for when I'm having, insomnia. Don't tell Pfizer.
It might work actually, because he's also slightly like monotonish.
Yes.
So it's like it's difficult to listen to.
But then he comes up with these gems like Mr. Sturm, some kind of magical way.
That's a way to describe something. Yes,
some kind
this is
of magical way he had maneuvered out of the house on fire. And he was on fire. But when he got out of the house, she see him.
Okay, I don't care if it's raining or slightly flurrying. If someone walks out of the house like the Human fucking Torch, I think I'm gonna notice them.
You would think. I mean, I got nothing. You would think.
I love how he's like, look, the terrain wasn't concreted. Look, how was she to know that he was not the Human Torch? It gets worse, you guys. It does get worse. Or better, again.
She gets out of the van, and she goes over to him and does everything she can do to try to help.
Now, what he doesn't explain is why there were pieces of him under the van. He kind of goes over that, skips over, maybe runs over that, if you will.
This sounds really, really similar to another thing, but I think that trial's already occurred.
Well,
But it's
so
like
she was
literally the
actually
same thing.
tried. She was tried in 2010, and her conviction was overturned in 2018. So
Is there like a picture of her from back then?
I think so. Let me see if I can find one, because she was much more attractive-ish.
Because didn't she have like brown hair?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the same thing. So this is where like she's gonna like run him over, right?
Yeah, but notice he kind of skipped over or ran over that part. Oh
Well,
my God.
did they bring up who she had an affair with?
Not yet.
Just wait.
No.
No.
Well, so apparently I'm going to be speed watching this for Petty Express tomorrow. Apparently day 2 just explodes. A witness doesn't show up for a subpoena and it's shenanigans. So I am excited. All right, so we continue because this poor man, I'm laughing. But to die pantsed and, after your wife has run you over ostensibly to go get help, and then it gets worse.
A body and skin from a fire is coming off. She
No, I
tries to
haven't.
pick him up, and she can't maneuver that. And so she tries to get him in a comfort place to just stay in one place until she can get back in the van.
She props
and
him
go
up
and
on
try
the
to seek some
bumper
help.
that just ran him over.
the only way she could get
And
him
as
in one
she
place was to hit him.
attempts to leave. She doesn't look down on the ground in some kind of way because of the
Magical way.
involuntary movement of his body. His body is positioned in a way in which when she attempts to drive out and back up and go forward, his body
She
And
flipping
forward.
flapjack rocked back and forth. Like, there wasn't a speed bump that used to be here. Let's floor it. Jesus.
Like, I didn't think the concrete work was done yet. It's like, why'd there a speed bump in the driveway?
Okay, first of all, he magically apparated Harry Potter style as the Human Torch. She managed to get him away, but he somehow involuntary movements got right in her way, and then she backed forward in front of him because
All of it seems extraordinarily logical to me. I don't know what's so not okay with this.
I think what sold it for me was some kind of magical way, because that's how I talk about computers, so I feel seen.
It's just kind of absurd, I guess.
Kinda.
I mean, I'm trying here. Okay.
It gets worse. I shouldn't be laughing. This is horrific, but just the way he says it, like, look, what had happened, as you normally do, when your van is from the 90s, it hates all men, because that's when Alanis Morissette was really popular. And it embodied her spirit, took over the Econoliner, and she was like, you ought to know. And that's what happened.
Isn't it ironic when your husband screams and magically bursts
honestly,
into flames?
That defense would make more sense than what he is trying to sell right now, because it's all magics and shenanigans. And the song Alanis, none of that was irony. It was all unfortunates.
I mean, you know, everybody.
Not yet.
Everyone's still American. No.
Okay, we continue with this
up
poor
under
man.
the center of the span.
At least she got him between the wheels, like they teach you, when you drive in rural areas, try to get the possum in between the wheels.
I relate to this.
Yeah, oh God. It just gets worse.
By this time, the evidence will show that one of these very dear neighbors, several had seen the smoke in the sky,
A fire.
had called 911. And by the time one of the neighbors arrived, she was totally traumatized, and they said, "Where are the children?" And the evidence will show that they were finally advised the children was not in the house because everybody was concerned about who else was in the house. They could see the ball of smoke from a far distance apart.
What is a ball of smoke? Is she sending smoke signals? She's like, damn, I ran over my husband. Now I can't use the Econoliner, so smoke signals it is. Help now.
It's like, sir, this is America, not like, Somalia where they burn tires, where there's like a ball of smoke. Or
Pretty much. I mean, if we could get away with burning more of our trash, we would. And I say that as a person who doesn't like a lot of waste. So most of the time when I'm fully on top of it and a functional human being, I will cut up the cardboard to use as kindling for our wood fire, that kind of thing. So, but still, yeah, this is rural America. People are burning everything, even on no burn days.
including their spouses.
Sometimes. It's America, though. Smells like barbecue,
Hey, we learned that in the Chandler Halderson.
Still don't understand why he didn't use the green egg. I mean, you actually have a fucking smoker. No, No, Vale, follow me with this. No one would question you having anything in the smoker around 4th of July.
Oh,
but
no,
they're
I know.
seriously going to fucking question you using the fireplace. Now, I
mean-
get, like, when you pull a human femur out of there, they're going to get suspiciosis. But you have a pack of ribs that you bought from Walmart that you microwave, the microwave kind, and then you show them those, and they just think you suck at making ribs.
You're making too much logic. Remember, we're talking about Chandler here.
Oh, did you see that Grant Amato now had tried to get a ghost hunter's wife to kill him? Like, what the hell? Who let Joe Rogan get close to the Matrix?
I mean, so Grant, who?
Grant Amato, the guy who killed his entire family for a Bulgarian cam model.
I must have missed this.
He stole from his parents and basically spent like $200K.
This is
Like,
the Canadian
completely-
kid, right?
No, it's in Florida, I think. But
Oh,
he
there's another one?
Yeah, he completely like drained all of their retirement accounts, ran up credit cards, and they sent him to like this porn reduction camp or re-education camp or something. But he escaped from there and went and unalived them and then continued to talk to his cam girl.
Oh my god. I mean, it sounds like he drained something, but
Well, I mean, and then he has the nerve to go into the interview like, yeah, she's my girlfriend. I'm like, no, she's a cam model.
wow. There's a Canadian version of this story.
Oh, wow.
I'm not joking. There's a Canadian. It's like, and I believe she was Bulgarian too. That's why I asked.
We gotta check Bulgaria. When I'm empress, we're gonna have a talk with Bulgaria because I don't like what they're doing to the nation's youth. Those should be American cam girls, damn it. Be patriotic. Patriotic thoughts. That's that's my another thing I'll be putting out. You know, they can still be topless, but they're going to teach you about civics, and it'll be like that Billy Madison thing where if you get an answer right,
You take
then
a
she'll take
piece.
something off.
I love that movie so much.
Hey, you know what? Test scores are failing, but I swear to God, if I did that to, you know, high school boys, I'm sure we would get a lot of people knowing advanced calculus.
Yeah. It's like, give me a little motivation as to why I should be paying attention to this. And you know what's a
Yeah.
good motivator? Boobs.
Chris Hemsworth. I mean, well, girl, something for you.
I was going to say, wait a second. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hey, everyone likes, or no, it's not Chris Hemsworth. Who's the other one that I like? He was in The Witcher, and he's English. I can't remember. He's a nerd too. Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, he's from Iowa. He's an Iowa boy. He corn-fed.
is?
Yeah.
He has like an English accent.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have an English
Well, and he's
accent at
married
all.
now, so I feel weird about like fantasizing about him.
Yeah, he's a Iowa boy.
Rapper, please leave. Hey, any mods in the chat, if you can take care of Rapper, that'd be awesome. Apparently, I got a friend.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you, Dolly.
No first responders are there for a while. Matter of fact, the very first people that are on the scene are all neighbors
Bon
from the
voyage,
township of
douchebag.
Lawrence. One individual was a doctor,
Bot
not on
Felicia.
duty, but he was a doctor.
He wasn't a doctor, he was a dentist. So I was joking about the witness that they called a doctor, and I was like, please let him be like a foot doctor. Or a butt doctor. And it turned out he was a dentist. Now, he had been an RN in like critical care, so he wasn't, you know, and you do have to know some medical stuff, I would assume, to be a dentist.
Yeah, I assume. I'm not a dentist. I don't know, but I would assume you have to know something, because like,
Well, I mean, I hope.
yeah, exactly. If you're giving people like laughing gas and stuff like that. Like, I would assume you would have to have some type of
I
credential.
like, wish you could just buy laughing gas for social occasions. I think I could be a much more social person if I was just allowed to be somewhat enhanced.
I mean, I would hope that you have to have some type of training to be given that.
Yeah, so and they don't, as much as we've been joking, they don't get into how gruesome this was. I mean, again, this man has already been immolated basically on the upper half. His pants are down to his knees, probably because they were covered in, fire. He
Yeah, a
is,
little.
he's waddled outside. He has gotten to safety. His wife then puts him right in the driveway.
Oh,
It feels like
God.
Final Destination. As soon as Devon Sawa thinks he's okay, they enter the plane for 9/11. Like, what the fuck? Final Destination, people?
Mo,
What?
did he have a little smoky?
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
He arrived. You hear the evidence that there was a Mr. Matheny and his significant other, Miss Calhoun. They arrived. Because of his condition, they all was trying to figure out a way to provide some degree of comfort.
Okay, now, first responders out there, why these morons try to put an AED on this man? Now, first of all, you need skin contact. His skin had sloughed off. Now, I get that you probably don't see the burns of this, extremity most of the time. But you should know that if it's a weeping open sore, you can't put the, leads on because it's flipping electricity and that's water, basically.
I mean, maybe. Well, they probably panicked, right? But
Yeah.
maybe they were just thinking, like, if there's anything that we can do, it's worth trying. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a paramedic
Yeah.
either, so what the hell do I know?
I don't know. That would be my worst nightmare. Like, I don't do gruesome things very much, and that would be my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And Mr. Matheny, who was a mechanic, opened his trunk and he had a lot of work clothes in his trunk. And he laid
They're
them on
trying to
top.
explain away the fact that he had
Mr. Stermer for
accelerant
some
all the
comfort.
hell over him.
And the facts will show that where he was now positioned, there was a fuel furnace that was part of the heating system of the house that had been installed by the family, Mr. Stermer, as part of the building.
I love how he says this like this is rocket science. No, most rural houses have a propane tank because you're not, hooked up to any of the kind of county utilities. So this
Yeah.
is not abnormal. And why would you put him right next to the gas tank? Like,
I mean, it wouldn't make sense to do so, but
you wouldn't think so, but if you accidentally run over your husband as you're trying to go get help back and forward a couple times, I mean, I guess it's okay logic. It continues.
yeah.
Several individuals was concerned that this fuel furnace was going to explode.
It's not a furnace. It's a freaking propane tank, you
And
weirdo.
so, when the furry first responder
furry?
arrived,
The furry? The
He
furry?
outed this man. He's like he's a furry. His name is, what is it, Galactic Fox? Or why are there so many fox furries? Like, why is a fox
I-
really, or a wolf, I guess. You don't
Oh.
see many kangaroo furries.
I don't know. Maybe because
Would
they
you
all
have a Joey
tails.
with you? Would you have to have a smallish person or a child?
Do you have to put them in your pouch?
That's it. That's my persona. I'm a wombat. I'm a rabid wombat. So when an American woman tries to take my baby, I'll just go nuts.
Discovering Moe's inner furry.
Well, aren't you special? Anywho, let's go back to the exploration.
Arrived. They decided to pick Mr. Stermer up and put him in a small little boat and move him far a distance from the house.
Not one clue, Dolly. I guess I'm getting.
And all
Oh
at
my
the same
God.
time, they're
Have I made it? Have I made it to having my own first troll? Oh my God, do I get a Kiwi Farms page next?
Be careful what you wish for with that one.
I have nothing going on in my life. She cross stitches all the time while she puts her feet in a foot bath because she's semi-crippled. And she finds the weirdest smut on Amazon and, abuses her husband by sending it.
They're not gonna find cocaine in your children's hair, are they?
No. They might find that they've stolen my Monster Energy drinks.
I don't think you'll
talk
go to
in.
prison for that.
No.
to
But I'm new to this YouTubing
911,
thing, so I'll have my death spiral in a couple years.
telling them, get somebody out here quick. And so when the first responders, I suppose the ambulance
Only in the
arrived,
front room with the windows
they
open.
did all they could do. But there's one part of this that you have to understand, the trauma that Miss Stermer was going through at this time. When they were calling 911, they're at the scene. There's a voice that in no shape, form, or fashion that a human mind could assume that this could be a fake voice or a voice to cover something up. Can we hear the voice?
I hear voices all the time. I don't know what this guy's
And they
talking
don't-
about.
Yeah, they don't clip they didn't do the clip well enough so it just comes up to her voice. So a lot of it you're spending time thinking, what the hell am I supposed to be listening to? And it's only the last 30 seconds. I will say it sounds heartbreaking. She does sound like she is horribly traumatized. But I still contend that you can be horribly traumatized because you tried to unalive your husband and you had to also run him over.
I was gonna say maybe she was traumatized because she had to back up and go forward a couple times.
Yeah, and this is still not. It continues. Okay, look, one of these guys does not have a neck. So there's the Rock and John Cena mixed. See, this man has no neck.
Which one?
And I love how he's like, I can see over too. I too. I'm not
the guy
short.
on the guy on the right, you mean, has no neck?
Yes.
Is he like Brock Lesnar's mini-me?
Look at this. This man has no neck.
Oh, Jesus.
How do you get a suit? Look, Mr. Mo has a thick neck, and I thought he was just thick-necked. I don't know what, just big-necked. But that man, when they bring out the little measuring thing, they're like, sir, we're going to have to special order. We're going to have to sew 3 shirts together for your neck.
As someone who is thick-necked, which sounds hilarious, by the way, because of, naked.
Yes.
It can be difficult to find things to fit. Because, your neck is abnormally large, but, the rest of you kind of normal size. So it's
That's what Mr. Mo is, a extra long torso. Like, we didn't know this thing existed, but I think it just means they get to add $10 more to any shirt that they sell.
Of course. Yeah. Because it's like, do they make shirts for people who have broad shoulders but are like normally? Oh, so here we go. You have an 18-inch neck? Like 20 years ago, it was 19 and a half.
It is hilarious. It continues. He just doesn't stop, even when you want it to. I will say this is like a courtroom for this. Like, this courtroom, you should have a Morgan Freeman, or, you know, like a Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. And we've got discount Baptist Patchster. William Shatner.
You know, sometimes you gotta settle.
So did I downplay it, or does he Shatner the shit out of this? Because the level of Shatnering is almost to where I think he's going to get a cease and desist.
I mean, if this was current, I'd be sending him a cease and desist right now and be like, dude, you are wasting my time. You need to cease and desist and get to the point.
He doesn't. Spoiler alert. You know, just like, you know, Disney Snow White, the Snow White lives. Spoiler alert. William Shatner playing Morgan Freeman would cause the universe to implode? I think so.
Yeah.
See, so they didn't clip this well, because you're listening for about a minute.
Oh my God. It's right in front of my house. It's right before. So it would be December before. Okay, well, that's perfect. What's your name, please? My name is Linda Stermer's house. Linda Stermer? Yes. Oh my God, she's outside. I don't know if people get it. Oh my God. She's outside now? She's outside, but she's screaming something to my boyfriend. Okay. Can you see what she's screaming? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to hear it. I don't know where she is. Yes, she's freaking out.
I don't think they put in defense buffer time. We're going to be here longer than what I said.
We just want to know if anybody's on the side of that. Oh, where is that? Is there? Oh my God! Hey, calm down. We got the fire department on the way there, okay?
So I think this was a defense tactic to show her crying, because I do think that she has come off as fairly callous. Again, you ran over your husband as you were trying to get him help. Now, something about that doesn't math. I'm a terrible driver, but I have managed not to, run anyone over, even when I'm Twitter-pated.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that, like, I know people, like, panic and all that stuff when they're, like, when something's going on, but, like, this lady's, like, just screaming way too much for me.
Well, so it's not even her screaming yet. This is why they did I think this is why they did the longer cut, to get her to cry, because you don't actually hear the inhuman voice until the very tail end. So we haven't even heard what he wants you to hear.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I don't know. We haven't gotten there in the trial. I should be watching tomorrow, or day 2 tomorrow, but they haven't really explained sort of the sequence of events other than that. So what he wants you to hear is that wailing in the background.
Is that
But if
that her?
that's allegedly her. Now, what I would have done if I were the defense is I wouldn't have had this long clip, because the jurors are going to be doing exactly what I did, which is, what am I supposed to be listening for?
Yeah. I mean, and for all I know, she could be like yelling, like, because it doesn't sound like. I've heard 911 calls when like a mother cries for a child, or like a husband or wife cries for a spouse or whatever, where like it's genuine, right? And like it sounds like she's just going, Adrian.
Yeah,
Like, that's what
I
it sounds
will say
like.
it sped up it sounded genuine to me, but you could still have a genuine strong reaction if when faced with the reality of whatever you decided to do. I mean, in her let's take it from, in her mind, she thought he would pass from smoke inhalation. You know.
Yeah.
So she probably thought he would die peacefully in his sleep, if we're going with the, murder angle. So when presented with a man fully on fire with the actual evidence of what you've done, I'm sure it could be traumatic too.
True. It could be.
But we're getting to the sound he wants you to hear eventually, like everything else.
It sounds like an ambulance driving by.
It does. And again, it's
I'm sorry, I know that's really mean, but that's what it sounds like to me.
It is an inhuman sound, and I have heard like keening wailing like that before, that kind of inhuman sound.
Yeah.
So I do think that that's genuine. I think it could be, two things. Two things can be true. It could be that, he just spontaneously combusted, or when presented with the fact that, his ears were completely burned off, his eyelids, his mouth. I mean, burn victims don't look great.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. It went from like her sounding like she was saying like Adrian, like, to me, to like
it does.
to sound like an ambulance was going by.
It does
Like,
sound
I looked
like
up for a second.
when Fry used to curse at me, because he'd be like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
I'd be
actually
like,
a good description.
you're still not getting a treat. And he'd be like, "Arr, arr."
Yeah.
I'd be like, screw you too. I don't know. As a person, this makes me deeply uncomfortable. And I'm sure it's just a me thing, but this outward display of grief, like this very loud kind of public display of grief, is always deeply uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
I wish I could express my, feelings like that, but it's always deeply, deeply weird to me because I don't express my feelings like that. So I'm like, why would you do this in public with people around? This is a private sort of feeling.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Also, ma'am, it's called deep conditioner. Leave it on for 33 minutes, or actually no, 30 minutes. Put a hot towel around your hair and then stop fucking peroxiding it. Look, you're not fooling anyone, okay? You are silver. Just go with silver, get you some purple shampoo, and I want to see this fixed by the weekend, because what in the troll hair is going on here?
I didn't even notice that, but it does look like those little troll dolls.
I know, I just want to rubber belly and make a wish. My troll dolls were asshole. They never granted my wishes. I was like, I want to be adopted. It's like, no. I was like, okay. I want my people in middle school to not be assholes. They're like, it's middle school. My trolls were not helpful. They were like silent plastic chunks of broken dreams with dead stupid eyes that don't, grant you any magical wishes.
I didn't know that you could rub their bellies and get wishes. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the pen toppers.
Oh, yeah. I
Probably
remember
made out of more lead and asbestos than anything, known to man, but it was at the book fair, so you had to get it.
that. Yeah. And of course you had to put them in your Trapper Keeper.
Oh my God, Trapper Keeper. I asked my kids if they wanted a Trapper Keeper, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, my soul hurts.
Yeah.
What have you children lost? They're like, we have an iPad and a Chromebook. I don't really need paper.
Yeah. And your
I was like-
brown paper covered school books.
Yeah, I was just like, what is happening? Trapper Keeper, Trapper Keeper. I love that South Park episode. Kids these days do not know how, like, that was the shiznit. You got yourself a Liza Frank, explosion of girlhood and sparkles. Trapper Keeper, you were the coolest. And if you had some gel pens, and some black paper, not gonna lie, street cred.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I remember all of these things. Like this was the quintessential 90s as a middle school / high school kid and elementary, I guess too, but
So here's my thing, and I need to come up with a different advertising sort of slogan for it. But as a Gen-lennial, Gen Xers, I think we need to start taking back our words. Gay, retard. I think we need to come back and we need to say, you know what? We weren't making fun of nobody, but we were making fun of our friends. And we all understood that we didn't mean, anything mean toward anyone else. We weren't making fun of actual people with, anything. But so I wanted to call it the R word revolution. But we can take it back. You know how, like, we have the rap word that I'm not allowed to say?
yeah.
And apparently that was taken back, and then now women have, taken back bitch. I say we take back the R word.
This is the revolution.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, I am tired of having to not say it. I am tired. Boomers are going away. We need to take over. And I say the first thing we take back is our use of all these words that, again, we didn't add negative connotations to it. You did.
Yeah.
We were just making fun of our friends.
Yeah. I get that. And the words don't bother me personally. I, however, made the mistake of actually saying the R word in front of somebody who had a kid that has.
Okay, here's the thing.
And I felt
My
bad ever
Kid
since.
Shield. The My Kid Shield. Okay, Vale, were you going up to her kid and making fun of him?
I was
No.
not.
I am tired. Everyone has a kid. Everyone has a something. Yes, your kid is special, all that. But do you want to know what I think as a crippled person, and I have the, walker for street cred, I want to be able to make fun of it because it sucks out loud. You don't think people that maybe have Parkinson's or dementia want to laugh too, want to, make fun of, want to, take the piss out of whatever they're dealing with?
Yeah. Like, what's his face? The dude who's always on, like, Twitter and Instagram, Ricky.
Yeah.
I can't remember even what his condition
and-
is, but
And that's how we connected. We made fun of each other. How would you feel if you were a group that couldn't be made fun of because you were protected? That just makes it so no one wants to actually hang out with you because they don't want to offend you. We've gotten so offended by everything. Look, I'm not saying go around and call people that. I am not saying anything, but I'm saying we need to get back to words are words. Because there are always going to be assholes out there. You are not going to breed out bullying. So let's take back some of our words and use them for good. Because have y'all seen the internet lately?
What part? No.
Well, all of it. It's just I'm so done with having to monitor my words and figure out what the new word for prostitute is. Sex worker.
There's a
Now, honest to God, prostitute sounds less demeaning than sex worker to me, but no one consulted me.
I always thought the terms, when I've heard people say like sex work, I always thought that was a very strange thing. Like, so do you do porn? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, we need to go back to streetwalker, cam girl, all the different flavors of hoacity. Let your hoe flag fly.
Oh, flavors of hoacity does not ring a good bell.
Oh, damn, because that was going to be my album coming out next.
Well, that would
Mo.
be funny.
Mo and the Deep End, flavors of hoacity.
Yeah, and no, I don't. It was not Ricky Gervais, is it? It's not, because he's a comedian. Like, this is like a dude who has a bunch of stuff.
I think he has
He's really
cerebral
skinny.
palsy or something. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't. His name is Ricky something, and I can't remember. But he's.
Well, it's just like how Gabrielle Iglesias makes fun of being fluffy, or in that one big guy. I think he was on Friday Night Lights, the movie.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. The R Revolution flag.
Oh.
It's just a power fist with a middle finger up.
Like the movie that Johnny Knoxville did. Jesus, The Ringer.
Yes.
Where it's, yeah. Y'all go look it up if you haven't seen it. It's worth watching, because that movie is not getting made again.
Oh yeah, he got hot. I remember that.
No one is in the house.
Now, what is this ring? I mean, I hope she never pimp slaps anyone, because that's gonna hurt.
I mean...
And I don't know why that was the first thought in my head when I saw the ring. Again, a therapist would have a field day with me.
I mean, it's a good point, though. Like, I mean, that is kind of a big kind of
It's
gaudy
ugly, too.
ring.
It's like honking and ugly and just... It looks like you melted two cufflinks together.
Mo, you just said a word that speaks directly to my soul. Honking.
Ugly? Honking.
Honk.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big honking ring. That's the language of my people.
Look, sometimes I do slip into heel chuck. Usually when I see bright shiny things like a bass boat or jewelry,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's all shiny and sparkly. I must go. I feel like I need a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and then I turn around and walk away because you can't give in to those kind of demons.
Yeah.
Not if you want to go to Target.
Yeah. Not wrong. I reckon.
From that point on,
From this moment.
tragic event has destroyed a life. It's destroyed a family.
Sir, I know you just said like tragic event, but he was not only lit on fire, but he was runned over. And then he was put in a land boat. I mean, this man became the ultimate sovereign citizen.
Yes, he be
I'm
traveling.
going straight to hell for that one because I also thought they did his Viking funeral all wrong.
I mean, that came to mind too, but then when you said land boat, like the only thing that came to mind was a toboggan.
Yes. It was a land boat.
Like-
And now he's going to get to, my client is the real victim here. So, now...
Of course.
this is going to be a little interesting. I don't know how we're going to push this Sisyphean rock up a hill, but let's see here.
He needs to tie me back to America.
Holy God, say something.
And we will be able to show you that the destruction from this fire, that there was a duty, an obligation
It's my duty to
for
please
several
that booty.
individuals to do what was necessary to determine
You're on
So
mute, I
he's
think.
here to
There you go.
teach closed caption people how to type. He's like their start out lawyer.
This is like courtroom reporter 101.
There were not multiple perps. There was one dead man and a woman who ran him over while she was getting help by magic. God
Yes,
bless it.
he magically. I forgot
But
about the
some
magic.
involuntary body movements, like stop, drop, and roll. That's probably what he was doing.
Yeah. Well,
And she's like, he's in my way. I'm going to get help.
yeah.
This is Oregon Trail. Your partner has dysentery. Do you go to town to get him, or do you stay home? And if you stay home, you get dysentery too and die. But if you go to town, you accidentally run him over. So you're going to
And then not only do you run him over, then you put it in reverse, and then you go forward, and then you put it back into reverse, and you go forward
I cannot
again.
believe he said this. He was like, look, some magic way, it was involuntary muscle spasms, and then she noticed a bump, and she wasn't really looking at the ground. You only left your smoldering husband on the ground. I would be kind of looking for him. I mean, call me crazy. No, this happened in the middle of the afternoon, so it wasn't dark outside. And he was burning like a torch. So,
I mean, there has to be a joke here somewhere about women drivers. I mean, there has to be somewhere.
look, I'm just saying, if Mr. Mo is ever hurt, I'm going to keep him out of the driveway. I have learned an important lesson. If going for help, do not leave husband in driveway.
Knowing is half the battle.
Plan ahead. Planning is preparation is preparedness, or whatever it is.
Yeah. Piss poor. What was it? Piss poor
the
planning.
origin
Something I don't remember.
and the cause of the fire. And that there is absolutely nothing through the totality of this investigation that puts any weapon in the hands of Linda Stermer.
The house burnt down.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be the logical plot point, pointer outer, but
I was
a lot
gonna
of the
say.
evidence done burned.
Yeah, and the weapon doesn't have to be in her hand because it's fire.
She ran him over.
Well, maybe Mo, maybe this woman can throw fireballs.
Oh my God. Maybe her mom's going to call in and, tell her about a recall for a 1980 or 1993 Ford Econo liner that has poor brakes.
Yes.
Daryl Brooks is like, see another car attack. We don't know why God let this happen. They become pen pals. Oh my God. I too
it's
have
the
run over
perfect
someone
romance.
by accident.
Well, plural.
Well, I mean, Daryl's not going to start out with his whole crime. He's going to be like, I too had an accidental car run over.
Yeah. And it all started with Erica. Let's talk
That's
about
it.
her for 3 hours.
Bring Erica into this courtroom. How did she cause this?
Oh, it's always Erica.
It is always. Erica will have graduated magna cum laude from, doctor school before this man is closed.
The links were never there. From this point, the investigation started with one person.
I was like, started with what? Fire, gasoline, people, a dog, heroin. What?
Hairspray is what I'm going with.
Hairspray and a lighter. She tried to do the Buffy the Vampire thing from the original movie.
Yeah. And, by the way, it works, but not as well as it does in the movies.
I'm not telling you.
Don't ask me why. How I know that.
Look, I don't want to ask why, because I realize that you boys, see, girls are just tormenting you with emotional pain, and boys are just there laughing at you as you try to keep them alive.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, my job with my boys is literally just to get them to 18. And then they're God and Jesus' problem. Because they tempt fate way too much. They just do. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Sounds right.
Now, I'm not trying to be a butt monkey, and this is a rant, but there are only a few things that my body seems to want me to eat at this point. And they're like these Belgian waffles, frozen waffles, and these fish fillet for some reason. Now, I got delivered an entire 8-pack of these big old waffles, and I hid them. I got one waffle, Vale, one. I go down, I look in all my hiding places, there is not a waffle to be found. And people wonder why Snapped episodes start.
That sounds delicious, but it's been removed so far now that I don't actually remember the last time I had a carb.
Okay, well, my thing is more like nothing is tasting good, so if anything tastes good, or sounds good, I'm trying to eat it because I'm just not. So, when you get those things and you have that like snack, day snack dream, and you go downstairs and all you want is a waffle, and you open the damn freezer up, and not only that, but you bought 2 boxes of your frozen yogurt, like Greek yogurt popsicles. And and they're gone. All of them are gone.
That's because you have boys.
No, that's because Mr. Mo won't let me get a fridge with a lock on it.
Well, okay, that too.
Is alive, and one person succumbed to the fire.
Yes, I breathe into the
And
mic.
therefore, one person must be the cause of the fire.
That would be a logical jump to go to. I mean, one person's dead and run over, and the other person's fine. I mean, it's not like people were like, it was the lizard people.
I mean, in this case, it sounds like the X-Men.
It does. He had his mutation went wrong.
Oh no, she can shoot fire.
Pretty much. But just the pause. So one person succumbed and the other was alive. Now I don't know what that adds up for to you.
That makes me anxious, you talking like that.
It is because, okay, when you have ADHD or something, you're always trying to or at least in my mind, you're always trying to figure out what a person's going to say next, which means I sometimes interrupt and I'm trying to be better.
Yeah.
But if people take too long, I start jumping in with like, monkeys. What's something to tell? What is going on?
Yeah. It's just like, it's like listening to somebody, and I'm
trying.
like, I'm interested, but I'm having a hard time paying attention because like you're not getting to the point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have just now kind of glazed over the fire and death, and now we're going to. They suspected her, those assholes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when he comes, when the body is burnt to hell and beat up to hell, we do ask questions.
I mean, sometimes.
Just a couple.
Sometimes.
The van was still running when the police got there, Vale. I shit you not. They took pictures, and the exhaust pipe was still smoking. I can't. And apparently they had body-worn cameras, but they couldn't get the video, so we got snapshots of them from the body-worn cam as photos. I can't.
And there was, if I recall correctly, because I saw something about this, that there was smears of blood on the bumper, the front bumper,
Yes.
and underneath the vehicle, and the undercarriage.
Yeah, again, I can, I've never seen Mr. Moe as a Human Torch. I kind of hope that I never see it. But I would hope that I wouldn't place him anywhere close to, a vehicle I would be driving. If only it was a 2005, it would have had that little beepy thing when she got close to him.
Yeah, if only it was a modern car, there would have been a camera. She would have known he was there. I mean,
How was she to know? It was a 1990s car. They're dangerous.
there was no warning. There was no warning.
How was she to know? It was magic. He somehow magically got out of the house, too. This man he's like, you're a wizard.
Yeah, she's a lizard.
That one person
Oh,
would
I'm
be
going to
the
have to try
person
that.
that they can talk to.
They can talk.
And that's not the way it was supposed to be.
This man's from the South.
The evidence will show that there was an accidental fire
And an
in a
accidental
house.
drive-by?
In a room that had burning candles, that had burning lamps, oil lamps, that had a fireplace, and that the
Wait. You figured out when wearing gym shorts you don't have to pull down the waist. You can just lift a pant leg. Well, I mean, okay, so what's the question? Oh, are you slow? That you're just now figuring this out?
Hey, I was today years old when I learned a lot of things this year, so...
I mean, I can honestly say that I've never done that to pee, but I can.
Okay,
I
but
can
as a
say,
boy, have you used a bottle while you're driving? Because I thought that would be the coolest thing. I don't know why I'm so jealous of you. I guess I do have penis envy, Dr. Freud. But I just thought that was the coolest thing. Like, you don't even have to pull over. I mean, you do have now a bottle of pee, which is really gross. But I just thought, wow, to have an aimer and you can... I don't know why I'm easily amused by this.
I have done that actually. I mean, sometimes like if you're in the middle of nowhere and there's not a place to stop and you really gotta pee, like
Yeah,
I mean,
and women are stuck going by the side of the road where any, Jason killer can be there or possible poison ivy near your hoo-ha.
I mean, there's that. I mean, but and it's easier to write your name in the snow.
Yeah,
mean-
mine never looks right for some reason. I need a super soaker.
Yeah. Oh. See, this is a mistake. So this is where you're slow.
Oh no. Okay, but on
That's why
that
you
point,
don't
Mr.
drink.
Mo used to dip, and
Oh.
I only made that mistake once because I like, as you guys have seen, I am addicted to diet pop.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
yeah. Oh, I nearly, that was nearly a divorce day. I nearly, yeah, that was, I was going to be on the news.
See, but the mistake, John, that you made, right, is when you're traveling and you potentially may have to use a Gatorade bottle, is you don't drink the yellow Gatorade. You get a different color so you don't have that problem. Knowledge sharing.
See, here on, Legal Shenanigans Theater, we always try to leave you with more knowledge than you came in with. And this knowledge is that this man has watched way too much Shatner.
Yes, but
location?
he's definitely from the South.
Yes.
Because the way he says some things, he's definitely from the South.
Yeah, there is one word that I was like, do what now? Oh, I remember what it is. We'll get to it.
Where the fire started and how it began to grow was in the same room where Mr. Stermer was.
That still doesn't
Not
rule out murder.
where Miss Stermer was, because she was down in the lower part of the house doing laundry and chores. And they started their investigation with this rush to judgment.
Sir, they put a man in a land boat. Rush to judgment,
I mean-
or the ability to notice facts and patterns.
It's tomato. It's a
We are
whatever.
going to make something
Yeah.
because we think. We have hunches. And what they did was,
They hunched the hell out
she
of this.
stated, when they arrive, one person decides that I'm just going to take the pants off of this individual that is lying here suffering.
They take those pants fully off because, just having them around his ankles, I'm sure.
I mean,
This poor man had no dignity in death. It's terrible. To be fair, you guys, if I die and I am in a pantsless fashion, you can share that shit everywhere. Like, I need to embarrass my mother even more. Even in death, I shall be an embarrassment.
Taking his last breaths.
Yeah, talk about how he's a crispy
little he's
critter.
got
This is
on.
great.
With a burned up body. I'm going to take his pants off. Because I think I smell an accelerant. And the pants that got tested, their laboratory say it came back with an accelerant. Don't say where the accelerant came from.
Sir, now, excuse me if I've not followed this logic train as you've laid it out, but she was doing laundry. She hears a scream. She sees her husband. In her Twitter-pated state, she realizes that all the cell phones are in there because she has a tactical knowledge of all cell phones. She decides instead of going to get water or anything or yell for him to come downstairs, stop, drop, and roll, she goes to start up the Econoliner. Now, somehow Mr. Sterner got out to the yard, still burning. she got him to stop, drop, and roll. His pants were down, so she leaned him up where he would be safe. He involuntary spasmed himself into the exact place where she was driving. She hit him like a bad speed bump going back and forth. But the investigators are hay-holes for looking at her.
I mean, that sounds like what he's saying.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I think you're
But
right
we
on the
will
money.
show that this oil furnace that was installed by Mr. Stermer is part of their heating system in the house, along with the fireplaces.
Have a good day. I hope the little nugget
That
feels
the
better.
Oil furnace had some problems. And that from time to time, the oil furnace had to be bled.
This sounds like a super fire hazard. I have never heard of an oil furnace. I've heard of like
Really?
a coal, I've heard of like pellet. I've never heard of oil. Now I've heard of, unless he's talking about natural gas heater, I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's an actual like oil furnace. Like I knew somebody who had one.
So
who
does it
lived-
pump oil through like piping in order to heat? I guess.
That part I'm not sure exactly how it works, but like I believe they burn it. So like if you I know the people that I knew that had one, like they would take, because typically it would be like outside of the house, like removed from the house, because like you can use like used car oil and stuff, and it's just blowing the heat inside. Like
Oh, okay, that makes more sense, I guess. But also, if it leaks, that's kind of a bad thing, isn't it?
I mean, that's usually why it's outside of the house, like
Okay.
away from it. Yeah.
Well, I was just wondering because again, he's like from time to time it leaked just a little scotch, and I'm like, that. Why did you pick a heating system like that? I mean, my parents had natural gas because they were out in the boonies, and we had a propane tank or whatever, and that's how we got heat.
Yeah.
But if it leaked, we wouldn't have had it in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is this Ronald Rip Kelly? Because we were told it was Wolf Mueller.
Huh?
Well, because it says opening statement by defense, Ronald Skip Kelly. But at the beginning, they put his little, on the chyron, they put Wolf Mueller.
Maybe.
He's Two-Face.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he has split personalities or something.
Maybe his other personality talks like Ben Shapiro.
Maybe.
That would be hilarious.
And so, in bleeding the oil furnace, Mr. Stermer had done that the day before.
Could you remember the dude your chick ran over? Could you possibly remember the guy that looked like the Human Torch?
Yeah.
This is bad.
It's like he
This is
keeps
bad,
forgetting his
okay, you
name.
guys? Like that guy who was burning, that guy. I mean, this is what I would say, but this is why I'm not a lawyer.
Well, you know.
And he had used some of the towels in the house, and these towels were left down in the lower part of the house.
I love that closed caption doesn't understand that he's saying towels. So they're saying, but, yeah, Fire Marshal Bill says do not leave gas and oil soaked, towels everywhere. Fire Marshal
Yeah.
Bill says that. Only you can prevent house fires, children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
you
it
would
was
think that's common
January.
knowledge.
It wasn't like in the center of an Arctic blast. Why does the man have candles, an oil lamp, and like a fireplace going?
Maybe he was trying to set up for some Smexy time. Like,
He turned on Marvin Gaye. There was a short in the radio, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because he had that burning desire.
Well, I understand that, but it just, none of this makes sense. So you want me to expect that a man who has basically built an entire house by himself, installed this furnace, is going to leave all of this flammable stuff and like kerosene lamps and everything everywhere?
I
Well,
mean,
people are stupid. Why am I trying to make this man the smart guy?
it sounds absurd, but I also know that some people who are really good at like building houses and things, like they can also be like
The dumbest people ever.
no, like what's that word that like when you
Idiot savant?
no, like complacent. There you go. Complacent.
Oh, yeah.
They get complacent. Because they're like so used to doing something or whatever, like that they just get complacent at it. So
Oh my
yeah.
God, he got so mad and he was soaked in gasoline and he just spontaneously combusted. They were arguing and he's like, I swear when you make me feel like I'm in hell. And then God was like, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, what man here doesn't have a good set of gas pants? I mean, we all have gas pants, right?
Well, Mr. Mo has a painting outfit, but
But
well,
yeah,
that-
but
like
we have a
but
set
like
of gas
scut
pants
clothes.
we use.
Oh,
Like
well, that
when
makes
when we're
sense.
angry, we have gas pants. Like
Don't tell my boys that. They will think it's true. Oh my God, I didn't tell you. So my youngest son may think that women's testicles are their boobs because I was, look, have 3 children under the age of 5 and 2 under the age of 3, and you just want to use the restroom by yourself. But they open the door and they ask you where your wiener is, and you tell them it fell off, and then they ask you where your balls were, and you might have told them that your boobs are testicles. Look, I was pushed to my limit that day.
And this was the day that Mo learned you can't tell your kids something in sarcasm because they're gonna believe it for the rest of their lives.
Pretty much. He's now always going to have a weird issue with boobs being testicles.
Well, Mo, you just
Look, he
turned
has.
all your sons into ass men, so there you go.
Well, you know, I really don't care who they bring home, but if I can bounce a quarter off her butt, I mean, I'm sold. Well, honestly, I mean, we suffer in my family. Well, okay, we don't suffer. I have 2 kids that have bubble butts, and the rest of us have the Midwestern square pants behind. And it's so sad because one of them's my middle son, and he has to get husky, not because he's big, but because of his
Because of the badonk-a-donk.
He does. I'm like, don't ever start twerking, son.
He's got that honky tonk. Badonk-a-donk.
And I'm like, thank God for you giving that to a boy, because I don't think my daughters could handle it.
Oh, I feel for him. Like I would, that'd be tough.
Because it was so sad. He put on his brother's jeans and they look like leggings. He's like, I don't think they fit. And I felt so bad for him. It's like, no, honey, they don't.
Oh dear.
House.
Again, the towels. Just even closed captions
And
like,
so,
I don't know.
Accelerant in reference to the household issues and needs on the outside was a common activity of use.
What the hell did that last sentence mean?
I was actually just sitting here going like, wait, what did he just say? Because it was a lot of words, but I don't actually know what they mean.
I mean, they all make sense individually, but put together, they don't make sense.
Yeah, like I'm aware that they're words. I just don't understand what they're supposed to mean.
I've only had this experience a couple times.
Yeah.
And he's
They're
looking
gonna
at.
tell you about
This is the extra long pause where I, as a juror, would be like, "The fuck is he looking at me for? That didn't make sense. Why is he staring at me like he can will it into making sense?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm nailing this."
Yeah.
a gasoline can.
Okay, and I am not one to make fun of people with buck teeth. In fact, I had buck teeth. That's why I was in the headgear for middle school. I was insanely popular. Don't listen to the rumors. But his teeth, if you guys ever saw Dennis the Menace, you know, with Walter Matthau, when he changes his dentures for chiclets,
Yes.
I'm going straight to hell, you guys.
I noticed it. But it's like,
Well, after I stopped focusing on the tie of death, I noticed the teeth and I was like, oh no, Mr. Wilson.
yeah, it's like, but it's one of those things that like, it's the one thing that like, it's hard to like pick on because like, I know people are super insecure about it because then they don't want to smile and
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
And it's like,
I know.
it's funny.
But if he hadn't taken so damn long, I wouldn't have noticed
Whoa.
the teeth.
Exactly. It's like if he would have just got up and like said what he needed to say, it's like I wouldn't have noticed anything because that would have been, you would have had my rapt attention.
Yeah, except no. Let's get through this. We can make it. We can finish. I
And on this
know.
property, they probably had 6 gasoline cans.
That's it.
Because what do you use gasoline for if you on a farm? Every machinery you have is oil and gasoline.
No, it's usually kerosene or propane, to be
Petroleum.
honest. Or diesel.
I was gonna say.
Any one of those is combustible, right? Can start a fire. Sometimes with a match, and sometimes without.
Where are we going with this? Yes, we can make fire. Make fire good. Scare wolves.
So she
don't-
rubs sticks together. Okay, got it.
But the facts will be, for sure, that the cause of the fire was not by a human act, but it was clearly because of some
Magic.
flaw that existed in the upper part of the house. So they take this pan.
Okay, so let me see if I can break this down. This man built this woman a house, her dream house, but he didn't understand how to install the furnace, so really it's his fault that he got human torched
I
and
mean,
run over.
it's because he kept 6 gas cans around in matches, apparently.
Or no matches. Apparently it can just spark on its own.
Well, yeah, there's that. I mean, static electricity, you know, I don't know. Maybe he wore a tracksuit and his thighs were rubbing together or something, and he...
Oh my gosh, he was wearing corduroy.
Oh, there... Yes, yes.
He took off those pants. He was like, no more chub rub. I'm going to get in my sweatpants. And they were just full of friction and fire.
Chub rub. Chub rub.
Well, you know, your thighs have come together.
I was thinking something totally different, Mo.
Well, I mean, if corduroy gets you that excited.
Chub rub. See, John, that's what shorts are good for.
Okay, you guys, so let me just explain how my house is right now because I'm going to have a rant. All right, right now, currently, all the possessions I own are in my front room with giant windows. And that is currently where Mr. Mo is sleeping. So when he's like, hey, you want to have married activities? I'm like, well, I mean, I do want the Krasners to be able to see. So, let's wait till the middle of the day. Just like, no. Giant windows. This is why the deer tried to kill me. I scared him.
I mean, I maybe he's discovering his kink. Maybe he's into a little of the voyeurism.
That's true. Probably not, but because we're like, can we possibly ever get a room? He's working on it right now. He's soundproofing it and getting drywall on, because apparently in the 70s they believed if you put paneling up, you didn't have to put insulation up. Now my room is an exterior room, but they were like, paneling will take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Like, it was the 70s. Like, everything was quieter then.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
Yeah. This man was in his heyday in the 70s. He probably talked at 70 words per minute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine this man on an accelerant?
No. If you gave him the cocaine, he would probably talk at a normal speed.
Oh my God. He'd probably go to sleep.
Maybe. Yeah.
He'd probably have a paradoxical reaction. Just like, I can't take Benadryl because it makes me hyper. Most people it makes sleepy, but it makes me feel like I have restless legs.
Huh. Interesting. It's weird how stuff affects everybody differently. Like,
yeah.
I went to the doctor a few weeks ago, and they're like, "Are you allergic to anything?" And I was like, "You're gonna find this funny." Like, Flonase. And the look that he gave me was of such disgust. I was slightly embarrassed. But yeah, it's weird how we all kind of reacted to things differently that way. There was literally no point to that story.
No, it's funny, you talking actually came in. Mr. Mo was like, I took a picture. I've got all the it's a different kind of sheetrock or something. It's something different to soundproof. I don't know. I mean, he did put it up with like screws and nails and stuff, so I am very proud of him because he won't let me play with his power tools. To be fair, I didn't realize that you have to get a bigger bit. You're not supposed to wiggle the drill up and down to make a bigger hole. In my defense, it worked.
There's just a litany of "that's what she said" jokes that you just went through.
I'm a fan of the single entendre. I do those very well. But seriously, Vale, how was I supposed to know that you're supposed to get a bigger drill bit? I figure I'm already here. I don't want to get a bigger drill bit. I'll just, wiggle it. That is a no-go.
Again.
Apparently you are.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and Vale, you couldn't, I was so proud of, I was proud of myself like a 4-year-old is proud of their macaroni picture. I was so proud. I walked Mr. Mo in and I was like, look what I have done. And he was like, what in dear God has happened here? And you know how your toddler's so proud of their painting? And I'm like, and here's a stick figure, and here's where I did this, and he's like, why?
He's like, now you realize, honey, I'm going to have to read you all of this.
Yeah, he pretty much said, what were you thinking, and why didn't you just ask me for help? And I was like, because I was going to do it all by my own self and surprise you. But that look on your face doesn't say surprised.
Well, it does. It says it in a way that I wasn't anticipating.
It says surprised, like I'm amazed that you don't drown in your own spit because you're so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to this.
But what you will also know, that this very same day, evening, and moment after that 911 call that you heard, and when the first responders arrived in Van Buren County sheriff's officers arrive, you're gonna know what happened was that they told Miss Stermer, can we have your clothes?
They asked her. Also, never call 911. Could you imagine this man in an emergency? Sir, what's your emergency? I'm in America. This is an American call. I'm on an American cell phone. And
No.
there were a lot of things that happened today. Grown people things, little people things. Sir, is there an emergency? I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but there might be a
going to.
man. Just like, do not let this man call 911 if you are in any sort of danger.
Yeah, that is the lesson for all of his friends here. Don't give him the responsibility of calling
No.
911 because
No,
you're gonna die.
pretty much. You're dead.
Now,
That was 5 seconds.
evidence will show that she has laid down on top of her husband.
Oh my
Beg-
God, Phil. So you missed it, but one of the first witnesses was a deputy, and he, Sarah Boone style, got out of the little witness corral and showed how she was laying on top of him. And in the words, was she straddling him, did come out.
I'm sorry. What?
So apparently,
No,
when
like I
first
understood what you.
responders
I
got
understood
to
what
the
you said.
well, there is conjecture that she was putting her hands over his mouth while they were trying to do CPR, but apparently she did, like, kind of get very close to him, tried to touch him, things like that. So what he is trying to put on here is that, there could have been, like, she went to the gas station and she
Yeah.
did a Zoolander apparently, and they had a gasoline fight, as you do.
I mean, if she would have just laid on him in the first place, they wouldn't be in this situation now, would they?
No, but she had to be a hoe bag.
Just saying.
How can you spend an hour on this opening and not really get to anything?
I mean, lawyers do have a talent for that.
Well, no, but I mean, he could have just said, we need to hold the state to their burden.
I mean, he
And-
could have.
And it would have been the same effect, except for now we've added magic that he came over. Like,
I mean,
the involuntary muscle spasms, and she couldn't see him, so she rolled over him and then back and over. Who's gonna buy this?
maybe the man likes magic. Like, maybe. I mean, who knows? But it's...
He thinks he is Shatnering the shit out of this, and he thinks that's a good thing. The rest of us are like, what in God's name is going on? There are
Yeah.
not enough gummies for this.
Like, the rest of us have seen it semi-recently and understand how terrible it looks.
Begging and pleading, don't leave me. She has his blood on her clothes, hugging and embracing him. She had previously tried to pick him up. And
Was that before or
They
after
say-
she ran him over?
when they realized that Mr. Stermer is not going and didn't survive, so placing him in the ambulance, it was now
He's going to say ambulance a lot, and I'm not going to be able to stop laughing, okay?
I was gonna say, like, wait, they put him into what?
An ambulance. Look, there are some words in some dialects that are just fucking funny. Look,
Yeah,
just-
like Jew roar.
yeah, or voir dirs, or
Yeah.
voir dirs. I like
Yeah.
it when you say it kind of the French way of voir dire, but voir dire is what
Yeah.
I got for jury duty, and I about rolled my eyes out of my head. And the prosecutor kept looking at me, You guys, I was on jury duty and I felt so bad for this prosecutor because he kept looking at me like, trying to sell stuff or sell it to me. And I was like, sir, I can't. This is dumb. And he was really earnest, and I just kept feeling like he was entirely looking at me because I was the only one taking copious notes.
Yeah.
But I was like, sir, I have logic this, and this is stupid.
Time for the coroner's office. But they told Miss Stermer, can we have your clothes? Come get in the ambulance. And one of the dear friends that lives in the neighborhood, in the area, had showed up also on the scene. She says, I'll go to the house and get some clothes for you to put on. And so they took all of her clothes in the ambulance, gave them to Van Buren County officer. And the evidence.
That's what I felt like he did, only he didn't do this much of a dramatic pause, but he kept just looking very earnestly at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, sir, I get what you're trying to sell me, and if I were, a state shill, I would definitely tell you, but I have watched too much court TV and Law and Crime. You looked at my thing, and it said, YouTuber, court TV watcher, like basic.
It was funny because, like, that long pause, I was like, oh my God, it's so quiet in there. You could hear a pin drop, and then, like, somebody dropped a book or something.
Well, it's just like, why are we doing a dramatic pause? There is nothing to dramatic pause about, but we are going to continue to do them.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to dramatic pause, like, do it at a spot that makes sense. Like,
maybe he does charge by the hour. This man is a genius. We have been besmirching this man, and he has figured out a way to charge people billions. Ben Shapiro's an idiot. He talks too fast. He could bill 8 hours.
No, yeah. But, like, he should have paused somewhere where, like, it mattered. Like,
yeah,
if you're going to do something that's going to, like, grab somebody's attention, do it somewhere where, like, they took all her clothes. Because then, like, let that linger as, like, oh my God, this woman was left vulnerable, half naked. It's like, do it where it makes sense. Like, not where it's, like, it's just,
but
like...
it's always right after magically forgetting his name and kind of glossing over the whole running over thing.
Yeah, it's like... It's at the strangest parts. It's like, you have to pause for the key word, brother, is dramatic effect.
He was just like, I'm a pause. He practiced this in front of his wife, and, she won't be announced dead for years because
yeah,
he hasn't noticed.
That after they receive her clothes and she's able to put some clothes on.
Even the judge is like, I'm going to get some busy work done.
To her from a friend's house.
Look up on my LinkedIn account.
That they test these clothes. Her clothes. She cooperated 100%. She didn't say, you don't have a warrant?
Sir, I'm going to break this down in a mathematical way, but you had 2 people in a house that burnt down. Now, one of these people is dead, and the other one ran him over.
Multiple times, it sounds like.
So that would equal, yes, you should probably cooperate, but after you get a lawyer, but yes, they're probably going to take your clothes. I mean, that kind of maths.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm no legal philosopher or anything, but I've watched a show or two.
I'm not a giant, engineered chicken, but I do know the law.
I do know a little bit. Enough
From
for you want to
Futurama.
legally search my...
He is the legal chicken, the chicken lawyer from Futurama. I'm adding that to the thumbnail along with Hatchet Face.
Somehow mixed with the... Do you remember, like not Looney Tunes, but the big chicken, like that talks real slow?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah. Somehow mixed with
does.
that guy.
He does. And Mr. Miyagi just a little bit. I kind of want him to sell me a Mogwai. Also, why the fuck was it so hard to just follow 3 rules? All you had to do was not feed them after midnight, not let them get wet. I mean, I know they were kind of a-holes and they wanted to gremlinize, but it's not that damn hard to have a freaking, cage, and then after midnight, you'd lock the little bastards in.
Sometimes.
Also, why did you need 7 of them? Like, couldn't you just have had 1? He told you.
But sometimes, Mo, it's hard not to get things wet.
So the entire Gremlin story was an allegory for masturbation.
Something like that.
I could probably write a feminist thesis about that and get my doctorate without having ever gone to college.
I mean, seems legit.
Me and ChatGPT may be having fun tonight.
I look forward to reading this paper.
How Gremlins is actually a masturbatory allegory that warns boys not to, wank it. Not looking at ChatGPT right now.
Am I under arrest? I don't need a warrant. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to find out what happened. But you wouldn't think that you'd be the immediate one to the point that
Yes, you probably would.
I mean, the double knife hands, though, is selling me. I mean...
I love it. Like, look, there was only one survivor. How you wouldn't... I'm almost done. Out. No.
at this point of your life and you being totally traumatized and experiencing this wretched.
I like how the closed captions even got the little pause and traumatized.
I didn't even notice that.
He is now degenerating to pausing in words. Damn it. I told you he Shatnered the shit out of it. Did I lie? Did I lie?
No.
No lies detected.
Incident that's taken everything from you. Your castle, your husband, your children's father.
Well, I'm glad
You want
those
my clothes,
last
but
two
I'm
are
gonna
the
give
same
you my
guy.
clothes.
I was gonna say, oddly, it didn't take your lover.
They take those clothes. They have them chemically, forensically analyzed.
Not forensically
And
analyzed.
the evidence will show that when the test came back, there was zero of any scintilla of any.
Okay,
Of
y'all,
what?
Scintilica is going to be the name of my Metallica, tribute band.
Scintilica. Isn't it scintilla?
Yes, it is. A Scintilica is a lesser of a scintilla.
Maybe it's the Catholic version of it. Like the basilica, the scintilica.
Well,
It's
I'm
the Latin
thinking it's
version.
like you go like terabyte, gigabyte or whatever. Maybe like a scintilica is an even smaller bit of a scintilla. It's like a second and a nanosecond.
That's
He had me until Scintilica, and then I was just... Then he lost me. He was doing such an epic thing, and then he said Scintilica. We're going back.
I thought that was that crap they put in like packages, like to keep things fresh. Scintilica.
Those little things that tell you not to eat them.
Yeah. Scintilica.
The little balls that I have to constantly take out of the boys'
Hold on, Mo.
shoes.
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna
Because they
stop
want it.
you
Yeah.
before you say
anywho.
something.
Let's go back to Scintilica. Also, I'm sorry for this pause face, sir. Although it is the most anime face I've seen. Looks like something Dr. Seuss would have put in propaganda in the 40s. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Any scintilla of any type of accelerant.
This pause after Scintilica, like, I have sold this.
I have created a new word.
You guys, God protected me to not have jury duty from this, because I would have busted out big old balls ass laugh. Like, just, like, they'd be like, are you okay, juror number 12? I'm like, no, I am not. This man said Scintilica. I am done. Look, I can't. You told me that this was going to be a murder trial, and I have just heard about the American fiber and Scintilica. I'm out. It's going to take my land boat and leave. Your guess is as good as mine.
And an interesting twist about all of this now
Oh no, not an M. Night
is
Shyamalan
that
twist.
we're thinking that this should be investigated by law enforcement. But all of a sudden, here comes
The
the
pausing
insurance
is mostly
people.
him.
And the evidence will show that Ms. Stermer didn't even know if their insurance was paid up on the house. There had been some financial issues. Things had gotten behind from time to time. But Mr. Stermer was in control of managing those affairs for the house.
Do you have life insurance?
I don't know.
And the insurance people, they tell Ms. Stermer that no, your insurance was not paid up. But if you will go downtown and write a check to the insurance agent, we will consider your insurance back in force.
This is the most fantastical bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
An insurance place like, yeah, we understand that your house burned down and we would have to pay you a lot of money and your policy has lapsed, but if you pay us $500 now, we'll pay. Said no insurance agent ever.
Yeah. I think that might be a crime.
I mean,
Yeah.
call me crazy, but I don't think they backdate insurance. I can't call Geico right now if I totaled my, Tesla Cybertruck today.
Yeah. I don't think that's the way that it works. I
Yeah,
could
I'm
be
pretty
mistaken.
sure, like, of all the things that he said, this is the most fantastical. And he had a man magic himself in front of a car several times, like a speed bump.
Oh dear.
Fail. This is, like, just when you think it can't get any worse, the man is naked on a boat in the middle of a horse pasture.
Oh dear.
And that's what she did. And then the insurance people, they started doing what they do. And many times what they do is to see how much money they can keep from paying out on a claim. And so they started this investigation of just trying to.
Okay, I'm a State Farm agent. Come out, just looking at your house. Okay, looks like it got burnt. So what happened? Well, I was doing laundry and I saw the Human Torch and I decided I was going to go. What? Sir, I don't need the whiteboard of truth to explain why the insurance company Mike could be a little suspiciosus of this whole damn thing.
Yes, one of the Fantastic Four was your husband. Got it.
And insurance is looking to see if this was actually a crime or not. None of this makes sense. I mean, if you had a leaky furnace, wouldn't that be something that homeowners insurance generally gets pissed off if those things aren't inspected once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, I guess thankfully, I've never had to do a homeowner's claim before, but like, I don't know if they would go back and look at those records or not to see if you actually, like, did you have it maintained and all that. Like, I'm not sure, but I mean, I would assume to a degree they would.
Yeah, I still don't see why the insurance would say, I know you're late, but if you pay us $500, we'll consider it okay. Like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like again, like I think it was Alice that said it was fraud. Wouldn't that be fraud? And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the problem. Like, even if your local agent was like, yeah, just give us $500 and like State Farm will cover it. Like, they're just an agent. Like, State Farm is gonna like go like, wait a second, buddy. Like, that's not how this works. Like, because that's just not how it works.
This is not how any of this works. Like,
yeah, this isn't like you get to pay like $500, for your late car payment or whatever, and they're not going to come repo it. Like, that's different. Like, well, this is different.
Yeah, and I don't think the police were uninterested. I think that they were letting the insurance do the heavy lifting at first while they got warrants.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, police aren't stupid. Like, they know the insurance company's going to come, and they're probably going to have like an investigator come out and actually like check the scene and like, are there signs of an accelerant and all these things. Like, they're going to have somebody come do it, and like the report, if the police ask for it, they're going to give it to them. I mean, it's not yeah.
He's just like, the indignity, the insurance actually wanted to investigate before they gave out money when you were late on the term.
Yeah. It's like, it's what he's saying is just so stupid. Like, as a lawyer, he should know this basic information.
Well, and you shouldn't be pointing it out. If you want her to portray her as the grieving widow who is trying to do everything, you don't bitch about this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You say that, she fully cooperated. She wanted to get answers. She wanted answers more than a scintilla of them. I'm going to start using scintilla. Screw it. I should make a scintilla shirt like Metallica. I just need to figure out the font.
I think I can show you where to get one.
Ooh. But yeah, I just need scintilla when you have less than than nothing. It's gonna be my mystic spiral for those of you who know Daria.
To interrogate, take depositions, twist questions upside down so they could get the narrative that they wanted.
Ma'am, did you run over your husband? No. Yes, maybe?
Possibly.
Like, how do you twist that?
Yeah, exactly.
It was a trap. He entrapinated me. He ran right in front of the car. I tried to get him between the wheels, at least. I treated him like a possum. He did kind of screech like a possum, too. I mean, where the hell are we going with this? Nowhere.
I was going to say, I genuinely have no idea.
And at the end of the day, they get their narrative. If they come out to the house 2 days after the fire, tell Ms. Stermer, meet us out to your property. Don't have the decency to say, come to our office.
No, they would meet you at the property.
This lady is now homeless. Her children are homeless. All their belongings are gone. But the courtesy that's extended to her for the insurance is that I'm going to drive out to your property that's been burned down, and I would like for you to meet me. And she cooperates.
I think it's A.
her
We'll have to
mother,
look at the spelling of
one
Centilica
of her
because I don't know,
friends.
but that's awesome.
The insurance person says, we need to talk to you. They put her in their car. And that's
Okay,
Oh, sorry.
Vale, we had roof damage and I have all of them. I'm not gonna lie, I bought the entire set. But thank you. It has some colors in there I'll never use, but like, who has yellow eyeshadow? Just no. They put her in, but back to the story. So when we got the insurance and did the hail stuff, they actually came out to my house. They got on the roof. They said, yes, this is hail damage. This is what we will write you the check for. These are the contractors we approve. It's
Yeah.
not far-fetched that they're going to want to go to the scene of the fire.
I mean, you would think, right?
Yeah.
That's where they conduct their interview. And then that's not enough, so they come back another day and do the same thing at the property, in a car. And
Yeah,
Ms.
sadly
Stermer
it
has
seems.
cooperated 100% with them through this whole process. Hasn't delayed, didn't do anything but whatever they asked her to do. And so that's within the first weeks, 3 weeks and months. And then all of a sudden they started providing some financial relief, temporary under the policy. And then what's more tragic about this is, as you said, this happened January the 7th of 2007. The destruction continued for almost 2 years.
Wait a minute, sir. So the real monster here, the real crime is that she didn't get a payout for 2 years. Now,
Of course.
call me crass, but there's this guy who was like lit on fire and run over. But sure, the insurance being delayed, that was the true tragedy here.
I mean, it is.
I mean, those are things you think, but you don't say out loud.
I mean, you would think so.
Yeah,
But,
you would
you
think
know.
as a lawyer you wouldn't, and then you wouldn't dramatic pause to bring attention to the fact
to
that,
it.
that she's bitching that the real monster here, like Sarah Boone, was the internet and prejudgment. Remember, 3 point back. Jesus, this man. We are going to get into Southern Reverend.
Before any charges were filed. They went on every degree of a witch hunt that you can imagine.
There are degrees of witch hunt.
I mean, I guess.
So is like Googling someone like the start of a witch hunt? It could be, and then it metastasizes into like following their Facebook, or that's stalking.
It's a kind of a hunt.
Yeah. Witch hunt. They asked me how my husband spontaneously combusted. I was so oppressed. How I
Yes.
managed to run him the fuck over. Like,
Multiple times.
Vale, I don't understand the arson. I don't understand any of it, but it's the running over him multiple times.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, how do you just gloss over that? That's like when my kids, when maybe you got a bad grade on your report card. So you try to point out that you've got like an A in gym, and your mom just doesn't notice the greatness of your A in gym because you're failing math. For some reason, she's just, completely fixated on that instead of your, S plus in citizenship.
Yeah.
That's the real crime. The real crime is she didn't notice my participation trophy.
Yeah. It is. I don't understand how I understand why he's not focusing on that, because it's really, really, really hard to explain how you explain that away.
Yeah,
But
okay,
yeah.
so like the last time I hit a possum, I felt really bad because I know they're really good for the environment and all that. I'm just saying, God, you picked like the creepiest, most demonic looking animal that's supposed to be helpful. So I'm just, and you know how they do the scream thing, and they're like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why were you in the road?
Yeah. They're ugly. They're ugly.
They are demonic, creepy looking things, and then their eyes glow, and oh my God, they are the creepiest damn thing I have ever seen. And that's why God didn't put me in charge of Noah's Ark, because I'd be like, snakes. God would be like, I've kind of noticed walking through the Ark that there's not any lizards or reptiles or possums or mosquitoes. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I sent out invitations, God, and I did tell them we were on a time crunch, and, I don't know. They did not RSVP. I should have checked in with them.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have brought birds because birds scare me.
It'd been like, well, they are the reason that created the original sin. So I thought
Yeah,
you'd be okay
snakes
with
are
it.
bad. Look, and I get some people like snakes, and I'm glad, because honestly, I think the rest of humanity would have probably destroyed them. So thank you, people that like snakes, because I know they're supposed to do good things for the world. But look, they're creepy, their heads move, and they don't have any legs. That's pretty much all of the things I don't like about them. But I'm glad there are snakes. I just don't want them near me. Like many things, I'm glad they exist. I just don't want them near me.
Like people.
Yeah, pretty much. If he really wanted a defense, he could have just said, look, he was trying to close talk next to her.
Oh,
And
God.
and in self-defense, look, God love him. My husband's family is so sweet and so caring, but they are all close talkers, like to the point where I'd actually backed out of the room. Because, you try to take a step back and they don't like, okay, close talkers, explain this to me. When someone steps back from you, why do you step forward? We're not stepping back because there's something in our way. You are in our way.
Maybe they think that you're trying to tango.
I don't know. I felt maybe it's a hearing thing, but it was just like, oh, for why? Okay. And I'm trying to be okay with it, but inside my inner autist is like, they're too close, my bubble. So all you hear in my head is the screaming of, like my inner autist being like, my bubble. And I'm trying to carry on a conversation as like, it's my bubble. I have an inner Milton who's just ready to burn this motherfucker down if someone takes his stapler.
Yeah.
So I will say that my boys did not ask. So my boys may be a little bit confused about like funeral traditions, and they might have gotten them mixed up with wedding traditions.
Oh, Jesus.
So they were going to ask when we threw the wreath to see who's the next dead person.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
And he
like,
also-
did they ask about the throwing the flowers? But that's not where I was going with that.
And then they also asked if there would be a funeral cake. Now, I don't think that, the bridesmaid runner-up for who's going to die next will go, but I definitely think we should start thinking about funeral cakes.
I mean, it could be a
Look,
thing.
It's sad. We need cake. I mean, my boys are on to something.
Well, isn't it supposed to be a celebration of life, right? So shouldn't there
Yeah.
be cake at the celebration?
Hell
Or pie,
yes.
I guess, if pie is your thing, depending on what kind of part of the country you're in or world.
True.
Maybe pie is your thing. I mean, you know.
I'm just saying we should normalize the funeral cake. You know, your closest two friends get to cut it together. And you can keep the top for the anniversary of your death.
Or your spouse gets to run it over a few times. Oh, see, I know a Southern person when I see
Oh.
one.
Oh. Okay, but add ice cream with it just because you need all the diabetes. But some really good vanilla bean ice cream when it's kind of warm and gooey. Oh, damn it. Now
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
See, my mama makes the best pecan pie because like the gooey stuff that's in it, it's good and all, but there's not enough pecans in it. So she puts like a whole bunch of extra pecans in it.
Oh, okay. Then I'm in love. I'm moving to your side of that country because I need to be in on that because that is my thing. They do not add enough pecans. I mean, I've even gotten to where I'll add a little bit of oatmeal in there, like the instant rolled, so you get that kind of texture all the way through.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, like that's how my mama makes pecan pie. And it's
Well,
definitely
that's how you're supposed to. I mean,
Yeah.
some people go chintzy. You do not go chintzy on a pecan pie. Like, you
Yeah.
already know you're going to spend $10 on the freaking bag. Might as well use the whole damn bag and make eight pecan pies. Because what the hell are you going to do with pecans other than that?
Yeah, because like it's not like one of those things you make. Like usually it's a Thanksgiving thing, so like people don't use pecans all the time. So it's like you might as well indulge.
Yes.
Damn it! Now I want pecan pie.
I know. Now I'm like, okay, Vale Hammer's mom, he told me about your pies and not in a weird like single entendre way, but seriously, could you just send me a pecan pie? Thank you so much. I know your son. He's my friend.
It's good. It really is.
Your mom could make 84 pecan pies by the time this man... The pecan pie's done cooled. The ice cream has melted. This man is still saying grace.
Yes, and there we go. It doesn't take much, Chucky.
Not really. I mean, and with the pauses this man has, but we are going to finish this. All right,
We're almost there.
it must be done.
Every person that knew Miss Linda Stermer, they went and talked to. It was so grotesque that they even started
Did he say grotesque?
Yes, he did.
We're going to have to baconate this.
Was so
Scintilla and
grotesque.
grotesque.
that they even started looking at Mr. Stermer, the deceased.
Let's math this out again. 2 people were in a house. One burned up, one didn't. They might look at Mr. Stermer.
I'm curious where he's going with this because it was so grotesque they started looking at him. So I'm curious, where are you going with this, man? Why did they look
I mean,
at
you
him
would think
because it
you'd
was so
want
grotesque?
to have it look at him. Like, this man left old towels all over the floor. Tiles. He says tiles, but it's supposed to be towels.
Yeah. I thought you were saying piles.
That's what the closed caption thought he said, but he said it like towels.
Piles with a
Oh,
P.
piles.
Piles.
Oh.
Piles.
I need to go to Dr. Doolittle or whatever, the pronunciation guy that'll make me put marbles in my mouth so I can talk better.
Well, with the way that
Elocution.
with the accent, like you can say tiles or piles. It's all the same thing.
Pretty much. It continues to keep getting bad.
As the cause, maybe, of the fire.
Do you think he
what
shops
they
in the
never
juniors
did-
men's section?
Was a true investigation for the origin and the cause of the fire. And the evidence will show that because of the fact that they can never and did never try to make any attempt to determine the cause of the fire, they have absolutely nothing that they can put in the hands of Miss Linda Stermer as causing the arson or the fire. And therefore, there is
Orson. Even the closed captions, like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's not as bad
He's
as
not
some.
Southern, is he?
No, like there. I think that they're. You know how like some people can like over time they can work out an accent, like they can
Yes.
get over it. I think that this man is from the South, and that he has worked some of it out, but like there's still some things that linger, you know, that like he can't because
Well,
it's just so ingrained.
It's like me and saying honkin', you know?
Yeah.
Usually I don't say, but I'm like, that's a honkin' ring right there. And it just comes out like you picture me barefoot, pregnant, and doing laundry on a line somewhere.
Yeah, like every once in a while I'll say reckon, and everybody will like look at me funny. And I'm like, oh yeah.
We're
That's
not
not
nowhere
a-
near the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Y'all don't know what that means. Or I say y'all.
Yeah, I'll say fixin' to.
Yeah,
but
fixin'.
everyone in the South knows that fixin' to includes a time period and or up until this man finishes. So it can be from 5 minutes to this man's speech. Because
Yeah.
he's fixing to finish.
Until the funeral cake.
Pretty much.
absolutely nothing
I'm going to order some cake now.
of an element
Could have sent
they
Mr.
can
Mo
meet
out for some cake.
of an arson.
No Orson.
Talk about an affair.
Okay, let's talk.
Talk about some disgruntled friend.
I'm here to
Talk
listen.
about somebody that had a dispute with you, that don't like you.
I'm with you, Carolina. Carolyn, yeah.
And you're going to use that and connect that and say, okay, we can go all the way back to 2 years ago and we can make this show that, yeah, she.
I mean, sir, I'm not Megamind. I don't have, a real, murder layer where I put all the pictures on the board. But even Cole's math would get you to the Linda being a suspect.
Like, I legit, like, listening to him now, like, for some reason, my brain has just glossed over. Like, I'm
Well, that's
catching
why-
a couple words every once in a while, but it's like,
I'm telling you,
just
I
glossed
started
over
wondering
it.
if he'd shopped in the junior miss section. Because
Yeah,
he's so petite.
It's just, an opening statement shouldn't be, well, it's this long because he's talking slow. But,
Okay,
Yeah.
there's Southern and then there's milk in it. This man is... If he worked so hard to get the Southern out, he should understand us Northerners do not do the pause. I'm
yeah.
waiting for someone to say, Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Committed this fire. They go as far as when they do arrest Miss Stermer, they put her in jail, and they put her in jail with other females. And shortly after,
Why we needed to add that, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, well,
I mean,
would think that's
it's
where they
almost
put
like
her.
saying my client looks so dudeish, they thought they were going to put her in a male prison, but, they figured it out.
Yeah. Questions about
Question
that
mark?
one.
she's in jail, the evidence will show they start pulling people out of the jail. You know this Stermer lady? You were in the cell with her? She tell you anything about her husband? She tell you anything about what happened, why she's in jail? Yeah, she says I'm in jail because they accused me of burning my house down and my husband died, and so they charged me with murder and arson.
And running him over.
Yeah. You're leaving
Why are we
a key point out.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like, it's a small thing, Because as you said, she went over and back a couple times.
Yeah. That he glossed over that part, which I understand why.
Well, I mean, it's a bad fact. It's a bad fact. You know, on the way to render aid, I accidentally, ran him over a couple times.
It's the fact that, like, if it was once,
But every last
I
one of
might understand. But the
Yeah,
fact
if
that
it
you...
was-
And because remember this is like what, a 90s Econoline van?
Yeah, so you gotta crank that thing all the way down.
You gotta put that thing down, then shove it back up, and then pull it back down, and then shove it back up. It's like, it takes some effort.
Okay, so the one time I did have to call 911 because my youngest, most feral, had decided to sleep in a cabinet for some reason. I managed to run my entire neighborhood. I am not a fast runner. I managed to do it in about 5 minutes. And oddly enough, I didn't run into anyone several times back and forth.
Yeah. It's...
That being said, who am I to judge? Let all of us let those of us who haven't run someone over cast the first stone. Oh, wait, that's a lot of us. Daryl
Yeah.
Brooks is like, damn, I never get to throw a stone. Damn.
Yeah. He's way
No,
at the
actually,
back of the
Daryl
line.
could throw a stone because be the only time he has a moral high ground.
A whole lot of time interviewing in the jail. Every last one of them give them a different narrative of what they think they want to hear. And we call those people jailhouse snitches.
You're about to get the
I'll
Atlanta
leave
out
you
of
with
him.
this.
If he's not leaving me something that's a prescription for Adderall, I don't know what he's leaving me with.
I got you all a complimentary bottle of Crown Royal.
Every last one of us is blessed to have the rights that we have in America.
We're back to America.
Accusations are accusations,
America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
but that fiber that I talked about,
No, all I'm thinking is Randy Marsh. I thought that was America. Oh, okay. I thought I was in America. Oh, I guess I just thought I was.
Yeah.
This is the Randy Marsh defense. We have gone past Chewbacca into the Randy Marsh defense. We have gone full plaid, people. If you've seen Spaceballs, you know this. He has gone. We have gone full plaid.
early. That presumption of innocence, that beyond a reasonable doubt,
There's the amen.
Yeah.
those are some very, very strong threads.
This is where he forgot the metaphor he was using, so he's like, wait, did I call our democracy fabric, a flag, a shield? Damn it. Okay, my metaphor is going to be a little muddled, but I'm killing it.
That we get to wear every day. In this case, throughout the duration of this trial, you won't hear nothing from the defense other than the fact that there is no direct evidence, there is no circumstantial evidence. And the beauty of all of that is that the law states that you can't convict someone on conjecture. You can't convict someone on speculation. You can't convict someone because somebody didn't like the way she talked. You can't convict someone on somebody
I have a
that
new
you think
poll.
that they was having some type of look or an affair.
Now that we've experienced all of this, I can't do any more of him. I will fall asleep. I'm not allowed to operate heavy machinery. But now that we've seen both this and Chandler Halderson's opening statement, which one did it better?
Well, the Chandler Halderson one, because them ladies were up there for like 7 minutes.
Chandler Halderson is a normal guy. He likes to do normal things.
Yeah.
When I went to law school, I threw away my emotions and learned to not think like a woman. You know, she wanted to say it.
She's like, yeah, I don't think like a person. She's like, I wish I was a juror where I wasn't a person. And then,
It was the-
and then she got into the America speech.
I mean, honestly, it didn't insult me by making me waste an hour, so I say Chandler's lawyers.
For sure. Like, because they said everything that this man just said, but she did it in 7 minutes.
To be fair, they didn't say scintilla and
Yeah, that's true.
and
Scintilica.
grotesque.
Yes.
Scintilica and grotesque.
But
They're sister bands. One's more death metal.
But she did insult the entire jury, so there is that.
He insulted and stared deeply into their eyes with pauses that didn't make sense and said sentences that had many words that in context made no sense.
This is
It was
also
like
true.
listening to Chat GPT.
Not wrong.
Well, you guys, let me see who I can send you to. Because I have realized, my boys are like, are you done yet? You said 15 minutes 3 hours ago. Because, you know, mom can't do mom stuff. That would be cray cray. Oh, let's see. We have plains weather severe storm chasing or Vice Vice Baby. I think I'm going to send you to Vice Baby, but if you like storms, they are doing storm chasing. So there you go. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to get mega storms. My legs can feel it. Also, just on a public service announcement, the $60 foot bath with the red light therapy that stays warm is worth every penny. I'm not sponsored, but look, I love Mr. Mo, but I could have a relation dateship with this foot bath.
Oh, dear.
Well, thank you guys for joining. We always love Legal Shenanigans Theater. I am going to attempt to be a real live grown-up this week and get a clips reel in by Wednesday. It will be a Lenten miracle if it's up by Friday, so that being said. But I am going to start working on it probably tomorrow, and I will probably doing a longer stream to catch up to the trial. We are going to finish up day 1, and then apparently day 2 is full of shenanigans. I just have to check with Mr. Mo as to what my time slot should be, so I will be putting that up tonight. But I will see you guys also with Mornings with Mo, and then the Petty Express will be back, you know, on normal schedule, unfortunately, because the kiddos are back in school. So, yeah, spring break was sort of a staycation as per usual.
Cool. Sounds like you busy.
Yes, so have a lovely rest of your weekend if I don't see you. And if I see you tomorrow, well, the Petty Express is back on, and dear God, don't let this man talk. There might be speed running of a generous nature with this trial.
It's the beauty of doing it a day behind.
Yes. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your weekend. I will see you guys all soon. Good night.
See ya.